I know you have a lot of experience as a dancer, and this is only your second acting project, I believe. So, and like Walking Dead, it's another horror series as well. Is there something that really attracts you to that genre?
It's funny because I was actually like really scared of scary movies when I was younger. Um, I hated them. So now I'm actually fascinated. Like I really love them a lot, and it just so happens to be a coincidence that this is my second film that I'm working with something scary. So it's an awesome experience. I like it a lot.
How did this project come to you? I'm curious, if, were they looking specifically for someone who was deaf, hard of hearing for the role, or is that something that maybe changed when you were attached to the project?
So I believe that they were actually like searching for people that was hard of hearing or deaf for this role, and my manager sent this to me and said like, hey, this is a new project, are you like interested in this? And I was just like, yeah. I read the script and everything, and I thought it was pretty cool. And over time with the pandemic, after I got the job, there was certain characters that had to change because of the pandemic, so it made it
Mm.
harder to actually find hard of hearing and deaf people that was perfect for the film. I believe so. It was actually really very easy going along with the whole production because they were very open hearted and was just let me feel free giving ideas as much as possible. So
Mm. And now, when it does come to horror projects, how do you think having a deaf or hard of hearing character at the center of it maybe even adds to the fear or tension? Is that something that maybe you see as well? I know I do as a viewer, but obviously you're on a different side of it.
I feel like it adds for hearing people a lot, the
Yeah.
scariness, because the music behind the scenes, like with the film, you can tell like something bad is about to happen. And for hard of hearing and deaf people, most of the time we don't know that the music's happening. That to tell the viewers that, oh, like there might be a scary person behind the door, or you know, an evil entity or anything like that,
Hmm.
or this person don't have their hearing aids, so you know they can't hear what's happening around them. And for the hearing person, I feel like it's more scary than it actually is for the deaf and hard of hearing culture.
Because we get those extra cues, I guess.
Right. Like if you was like walking outside and it's dark and you can't hear anything, you would kind of like look back and forth to make sure nothing's like behind you. And for like a hard of hearing person, it's kind of like, you know, we're used to it in that
Yeah.
sense. You know, but it's nothing new really.
Mm. And now I know you also have progressive hearing loss. I'm just curious, what kind of adjustments have you had to make as you've continued your acting career, on Walking Dead and, taking on this new project as well?
A lot, honestly.
Yeah.
For the most part, like I grew up hearing, so at once I had to go through like my hearing loss journey, I had to also adapt to it. My family, friends, the people that I work with, everything was new. It felt like learning everything all over again. Um, Learning a whole new language, sign language to communicate as well. That wasn't something that I was doing as a hearing person,
Yeah.
you know, before. But I feel like it allows me to be able to be comfortable in all situations and even get better with change. You know, I think that's the most uncomfortable thing for people is just adamant, quick change. And I felt like this whole pandemic, 2020 in general, has been a change for everybody. So, you know,
Yes.
it's kind of one of those things that's just like, you know, we got to get through it. And it's not about what happens, it's about how you come out of it and you stand strong to allow other people to see, other people that, you know, might relate to your story, for them to understand that, like, if this person can do it, so can I. And if she can get up through thick and thin, then so can I as well, you know?
And as someone who did start as a dancer, I know you still do, but I mean, what made you want to make the transition to acting? How did that, career move start for you? And then getting to start on Walking Dead, such a big way to really kick off your acting career.
I'm still a dancer, still a
Yeah.
choreographer. But I think it's just honestly a completely different world. It's a different world. The dance world is completely different than acting.
Yeah.
However, dance has helped me as an actress to learn how to like use my body language a little bit more into my acting and just expression in general. But I love both. Starting off in The Walking Dead as my first film, it was kind of like, shocking, of course, and exciting, but a lot of internal like scariness that was happening because I know I'm working with people that are seasoned actors and actresses that's been doing this probably before I was even born. So this was my first film, and I just wanted to not only prove to, casting and the directors and the showrunners and everyone on The Walking Dead that, believe in me because I'm going to do the best at what I do, but also to like help me understand that, just because this is, like I said, something different, I can't tackle it on. Like I like being under pressure.
And as you, keep going throughout this career going forward, I mean, what has maybe surprised you the most when it comes to maybe, I guess, casting for people who are deaf, hard of hearing? Has anything about that process maybe surprised you?
Not really.
No.
No, I think what I do think happens a lot is that, and I know I used to do this when I was hearing as well. People seem to assume a lot what being hard of hearing or deaf is like. And sometimes casting does it as well, where they think like, you can't understand certain things in certain situations. And in reality, it's like our job is to also show that, just because we don't have our ears in a sense, our hearing in a sense, that we're still capable of everything else that everyone else can do. You know what I mean? So it's like that, this doesn't stop me from anything besides hearing. That's really
And I also wanted to just commend you for how you've worked with The Walking Dead to integrate your story into your character's story. Just what were those initial conversations like, and how has it been, collaborating on Kelly's journey, I guess?
they sent me an email saying like, hey, we know about, your hearing loss and how it's, progressive. And we wanted to know if you feel comfortable incorporating it into the story for Kelly. And at first I was like, I don't know, like, I don't want to feel like that's the only thing I am now is the girl that's losing her hearing, like, even though this is happening in my real life, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. But this is what I'm saying internally to myself. I had a talk with like my mom and, my manager and agents and everyone, and to see like what their opinion was on it. And, later on I realized like if I would have seen someone like me on screen while I was going through my hearing loss journey, I would have felt so much comfortable. It would have felt more of like a breeze because I know I'm not the only one really doing it. And I know I could be that person for other people that's watching my work from home. So to me, it was just bigger than myself, bigger than, ego or uncomfortability. It was making sure that, I can be the person that I wish I had from before. And like I said, it's just bigger than me.
And I'm also curious just what the feedback has been from maybe younger fans who are also deaf or hard of hearing. To have you at the center of these big projects, I know you're also a Black queer actor as well. It's like all these layers of just visibility that I don't think there's enough of.
For the most part, from my hard of hearing and deaf supporters, a lot of them they love the show. They love that it doesn't feel completely that it's around just her being hard of hearing.
Yeah.
And that's not the point. It's not just, oh, she don't have, great hearing, so that's the moral of the story. That's not it. It's the fact that she's, yes, a hard of hearing deaf female, but she goes through problems like anybody else. She has household issues like anyone else. So that doesn't change this. That doesn't really change the outlook on her and on other people that's deaf and hard of hearing in the world. I would feel like, people assume that, that this is our only issue in life. And it's not.
Yeah.
We're people and we go through heartbreak, pain, sadness, family drama. And I felt like the show did really well with showing how much things she was going through. And her real issue wasn't her hearing loss. It wasn't the issue at all. It was just the people that was in her life and the situation she was put into, unfortunately.
And I mean, like Walking Dead, it seems like it's her superpower.
Yeah, that's my mom's line. That's actually something she said to me when I was having a lot of trouble going through my hearing loss. So that follows me everywhere now. But yeah, that's basically like what it means. Like, not Spider-Man superpower, of course, but just like, that I have something that everyone else doesn't. And that's sometimes just the ability to pay attention, to be observed, like to observe, and
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, once I went through my hearing loss, I already observed a lot growing up, but I felt like it made me pay attention more to other people's body language and read the room. Even if I wasn't necessarily trying to, it just happened more, it clicked more. So it is a superpower.
And now we know that Walking Dead is going to end with a supersized season 11. We still have a lot of episodes to go, but what's something that you would love to see Kelly do before the big finale? What's either someone you want to maybe share a scene with, or just something you'd love to see her accomplish?
I would love to see Kelly probably just get angry. I don't know. She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. Even when she has the right to be upset and angry, she thinks from other people's perspective and doesn't act on emotion. And I think the one thing I haven't seen her do is just flip out and just tell people like how she feels. If she's very young and she's with a whole bunch of adults that's arguing and bickering and fighting, and like just to have a moment to be like, hey guys, shut up, stop, just to have a moment like that. But I feel like what the writers have done with her so far has just been amazing, and to allow her to show that everybody assumed that once Kelly started to show her hearing loss in the show, that, oh, she's for sure gonna die. Like, oh my God, she's going through her hearing loss. She can't hear. It's the apocalypse. She's gonna die. You can't hear walkers. You're gonna die. And that's not what the writers wanted for Kelly. If anything, they wanted to show that you can still go through tough situations like this and persevere, honestly. But as for working with anyone specific on the show, I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan or Andrew Lincoln. But I mean, he's off the show now, but that would be awesome too, because they're
still really pop up in the finale or something. Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
And then lastly, I'm curious if I don't know if you can even say, but if you're going to be part of any of the 6 additional episodes for season 10 that are coming up, and what it was like maybe working on those amid the pandemic. It seemed crazy for some of your co-stars who posted about it.
So yes, I will be a part of one of the 6. I think I can say, because they did show it. They showed our table read, yes, for one of the 6 episodes, and it's gonna be very exciting. I think the audience and the fans are are gonna have a lot to deal with when they see these episodes come out. So I'm just excited for that.